Why does the bumper suck?
Doesn't fit that well. There's gaps. Huge gap actually. Aside from that, the sensors, they don't really stick to the bumper that well. We kind of tried to duct tape them in, but it kind of didn't look that good. Yeah, so now we have to redo it. Now we have to redo the sensors, and even after we put the sensor back on, it's gonna still look bad because of the gaps.
There's so many gaps with this bumper. Once we finish up what we're doing to it, which is basically wrapping it, trying to fix these sensors that we had to literally tape in because they wouldn't sit properly, show you what the Fitment looks like on the car, and trust me, it does not get any better. It does look cool though. Like, this is a dope bumper. It looks really nice, super aggressive compared to your stock Model 3 bumpers. However, the gaps when you get up close, it hurts. It's so bad. This is literally what they had to do. That is a whole lot of tape, and on that tape is your sensor. The sensor is literally wiggling. Oh my goodness.
You want to look behind it?
Behind the bumper?
Look behind the bumper.
Oh my goodness. Oof.
Okay,
wow.
come over here.
That's a yikes. That's a yikes.
So you see this white part? And then you see this black part? The white part looks like some kind of coating that sprays on. Let me get a tape and show you what I mean.
Okay, so inside of here, it's talking about this white part right here.
Yeah, and it came with all the white part, and then, oh, here, let's just stick the ultrasonic sensor with double-sided tape. So you do that, example, on the white part, okay? Look what happened. It doesn't stick.
Oh,
It don't stick.
my
It don't stick.
gosh. Unplugged, what are you doing?
That's why we had to use how many... We basically had to peel all this...
20-yard roll of duct tape practically.
Yeah, we had to peel all these off and then put in these...
Show the back of the tape.
Yeah.
It's literally...
The white stuff literally just comes off.
It's literally on the tape. Oh my gosh. Unplugged, what are you doing? You had to do this because the sensors wouldn't sit in, right? The sensors just wouldn't sit in at all?
Yeah, because the tape wouldn't.
Oh my
You know what a
goodness.
plan B is? Plastic weld. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
So we got a plastic weld. All right, let's see if this works. All right guys, so now we're gonna put these sensors back on. So we have 6 of them. They are numbered, so 1 is going to start on the driver's side. That'll be to the right if you're looking at the car. Here are your little sensors on the Unplugged Performance mounts. Number 6 will go on the passenger side. Again, 1 starts on the driver's side. Obviously the tape did not hold it in because the insides are not very respectable. Thanks, Unplugged. So what we need to use is some of this plastic weld. Is a 5-minute setting time, but an hour curing time. So we'll probably just let it bake in the sun for about an hour or so. So Nan's about to open that plastic weld. We gotta mix both sides. It's essentially like epoxy. So if you've ever worked with it before, not terribly hard. You're just gonna wanna put it in the cup. Yes, actually do not sniff this. It's really bad, especially if it's fiberglass. So you're just gonna pour it into a cup like this. You're going to get some kind of spoon or stick or You're gonna get some kind of spoon or stick or something to stir it in the cup. That way you can mix it together. Once you're done mixing it, remember 5-minute setting time, so you gotta apply it pretty fast. So we recommend not smelling it. We do recommend wearing gloves as well. So we're gonna put it on the plastic parts of the sensor, the housing for it, not the actual sensor itself. And from there, we'll just put it in place and then tape over it to temporarily hold it in place while it sets. What are we doing to fix the fitment on this bumper?
There's like really bad gap up here because as you can see by this screw hole, it doesn't fit in properly. If you want to fit in properly, you skip that screw because so many holding it in.
So we're not putting anything into here.
Yeah, because you got these clamping it in, and then you got so much more holding your bumper in. So
and the wind's pushing against this way, so should be fine. All right guys, so this is it with the wrap on. It's basically complete. It's kind of hard to get into these little air ducts, so we're not gonna do that. It's a vibe leaving it white. We're gonna leave it white. But you can still see the overbite of the front bumper against the front panels right here. It's not best alignment. This is fine right here, and this is fine right here, but you see how this one's kind of messed up, and I think that's why this part of our little overbite, this side looks a little bit worse than that side. Looking at it from here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about with it being pretty big gap here, pretty long and big gap here. This one's pretty big but smaller. On the sides, which is another complaint we had, these are a lot more flush than the original one, but it's definitely still not flush. So this right here, this is pretty fine. But this back here, it's popping out just a little bit. And then if we look on the other side, this side's really popping out. So this is pretty flush, actually. But back here, it's a lot less flush. It's like, you can definitely put my finger just like rested on here. And it's definitely not flush with that panel. But I think that's the only complaints we have. The two sides that, oh, how are the sensors?
Oh, the sensors are great. Everything works. Everything works. We fixed it.
Okay, so we fixed it with the adhesive plastic bonding thing that we did earlier yesterday. And now the sensors probably sit very nicely. And that's all of our complaints with this bumper. Thanks, Unplugged Performance.